Chapter 21. 1. The word which came to Jeremiah from Yahweh, when King Zedekiah sent to him Pashur the son of Malchijah, and Zephaniah the son of Maaseiah, the priest, saying, 2. Please inquire of Yahweh for us. For Nebuchadnezzar king of Babylon makes war against us. Perhaps Yahweh will deal with us according to all his wondrous works, that he may withdraw from us. 3. Then Jeremiah said to them, Tell Zedekiah, 4. Yahweh, the God of Israel says, Behold, I will turn back the weapons of war that are in your hands, with which you fight against the king of Babylon, and against the Chaldeans who besiege you outside the walls, and I will gather them into the middle of this city. 5. I myself will fight against you with an outstretched hand, and with a strong arm, even in anger, in wrath, and in great indignation. 6. I will strike the inhabitants of this city, both man and animal. They will die of a great pestilence. 7. Afterward, says Yahweh, I will deliver Zedekiah king of Judah, his servants, and the people, even those who are left in this city from the pestilence, from the sword, and from the famine, into the hand of Nebuchadnezzar king of Babylon, and into the hand of their enemies, and into the hand of those who seek their life. He will strike them with the edge of the sword. He will not spare them, have pity, or have mercy. 8. You shall say to this people, Yahweh says, Behold, I set before you the way of life, and the way of death. 9. He who remains in this city will die by the sword, by the famine, and by the pestilence. But he who goes out and passes over to the Chaldeans who besiege you, he will live, and he will escape with his life. 10. For I have set my face on this city for evil, and not for good, says Yahweh. It will be given into the hand of the king of Babylon, and he will burn it with fire. 11. Concerning the house of the king of Judah, hear Yahweh's word. 12. House of David, Yahweh says, Execute justice in the morning, and deliver him who is robbed out of the hand of the oppressor, lest my wrath go out like fire, and burn so that no one can quench it, because of the evil of your doings. 13. Behold, I am against you, O inhabitant of the valley, and of the rock of the plain, says Yahweh. You that say, Who would come down against us, or who would enter into our homes? 14. I will punish you according to the fruit of your doings, says Yahweh. And I will kindle a fire in her forest, and it will devour all that is around her. Chapter 22. 1. Yahweh said, Go down to the house of the king of Judah, and speak this word there. 2. Hear Yahweh's word, King of Judah, who sits on David's throne, you, your servants, and your people who enter in by these gates. 3. Yahweh says, Execute justice and righteousness, and deliver him who is robbed out of the hand of the oppressor. Do no wrong, do no violence to the foreigner, the fatherless, or the widow. Don't shed innocent blood in this place. 4. For if you do this thing indeed, then kings sitting on David's throne will enter in by the gates of this house, riding in chariots and on horses, he, his servants, and his people. 5. But if you will not hear these words, I swear by myself, says Yahweh, that this house will become a desolation. 6. For Yahweh says concerning the house of the king of Judah, You are Gilead to me, the head of Lebanon, yet surely I will make you a wilderness, cities which are not inhabited. 7. I will prepare destroyers against you, everyone with his weapons, and they will cut down your choice cedars and cast them into the fire. 8. Many nations will pass by this city, and they will each ask his neighbor, Why has Yahweh done this to this great city? 9. Then they will answer, Because they abandoned the covenant of Yahweh their God, worshipped other gods, and served them. 10. Don't weep for the dead. Don't bemoan him, but weep bitterly for him who goes away, for he will return no more, and not see his native country. 11. For Yahweh says touching Shallum the son of Josiah, king of Judah, who reigned instead of Josiah his father, and who went out of this place, he won't return there anymore. 12. But in the place where they have led him captive, there will he die. He will see this land no more. 13. Woe to him who builds his house by unrighteousness, and his rooms by injustice, who uses his neighbor's service without wages, and doesn't give him his hire. 14. Who says, I will build myself a wide house and spacious rooms, and cuts out windows for himself, with a cedar ceiling, and painted with red. 15. Should you reign, because you strive to excel in cedar? Didn't your father eat and drink, and do justice and righteousness? Then it was well with him. 16. He judged the cause of the poor and needy, so it was well. Then, wasn't this to know me? Says Yahweh. 17. But your eyes and your heart are only for your covetousness, for shedding innocent blood, for oppression, and for doing violence. 18. Therefore Yahweh says concerning Jehoiakim, the son of Josiah, king of Judah, they won't lament for him, saying, Ah, my brother, or Ah, sister. They won't lament for him, saying, Ah, Lord, or Ah, his glory. 19. He will be buried with the burial of a donkey, drawn and cast out beyond the gates of Jerusalem. 20. Go up to Lebanon, and cry. Lift up your voice in Bashan, and cry from Abarim, for all your lovers have been destroyed. 21. I spoke to you in your prosperity, but you said, I will not listen. This has been your way from your youth, that you didn't obey my voice. 22. The wind will feed all your shepherds, and your lovers will go into captivity. Surely then you will be ashamed and confounded for all your wickedness. 23. Inhabitant of Lebanon, who makes your nest in the cedars, how greatly to be pitied you will be when pangs come on you, the pain as of a woman in travail. 24. As I live, says Yahweh, though Coniah the son of Jehoiakim, king of Judah, were the signet on my right hand, yet would I pluck you from there. 25. I would give you into the hand of those who seek your life, and into the hand of them of whom you are afraid, even into the hand of Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, and into the hand of the Chaldeans. 26. I will cast you out with your mother who bore you into another country, where you were not born, and there you will die. 27. But to the land to which their soul longs to return, there they will not return. 28. Is this man Coniah a despised, broken vessel? Is he a vessel in which no one delights? Why are they cast out, he and his offspring, and cast into a land which they don't know? 29. O earth, 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 hear Yahweh's word. 30. Yahweh says, record this man as childless, a man who will not prosper in his days. For no more will a man of his offspring prosper, sitting on David's throne and ruling in Judah. Chapter 23. 1. Woe to the shepherds who destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture, says Yahweh. 2. Therefore Yahweh, the God of Israel, says against the shepherds who feed my people, you have scattered my flock, driven them away, and have not visited them. Behold, I will visit on you the evil of your doings, says Yahweh. 3. I will gather the remnant of my flock out of all the countries where I have driven them, and will bring them again to their folds, and they will be fruitful and multiply. 4. I will set up shepherds over them, who will feed them. They will no longer be afraid or dismayed, neither will any be lacking, says Yahweh. 5. Behold, the days come, says Yahweh, that I will raise to David a righteous branch, and he will reign as king and deal wisely, and will execute justice and righteousness in the land. 6 inches his days Judah will be saved, and Israel will dwell safely. This is his name by which he will be called, Yahweh, our righteousness. 7. Therefore behold, the days come, says Yahweh, that they will no more say, as Yahweh lives, who brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. 8. But, as Yahweh lives, who brought up and who led the offspring of the house of Israel out of the north country, and from all the countries where I had driven them, then they will dwell in their own land. 9. Concerning the prophets, my heart within me is broken. All my bones shake. I am like a drunken man, and like a man whom wine has overcome, because of Yahweh, and because of his holy words. 10. For the land is full of adulterers, for because of the curse the land mourns. The pastures of the wilderness have dried up. Their course is evil, and their might is not right. 11 For both prophet and priest are profane. Yes, in my house I have found their wickedness, says Yahweh. 12 Therefore their way will be to them as slippery places in the darkness. They will be driven on, and fall therein. For I will bring evil on them, even the year of their visitation, says Yahweh. 13 I have seen folly in the prophets of Samaria. They prophesied by Baal, and caused my people Israel to err. 14 inches, the prophets of Jerusalem. I have also seen a horrible thing. They commit adultery and walk in lies. They strengthen the hands of evildoers, so that no one returns from his wickedness. They have all become to me as Sodom, and its inhabitants as Gomorrah. 15 Therefore Yahweh of armies says concerning the prophets, Behold, I will feed them with wormwood, and make them drink the water of gall. For from the prophets of Jerusalem ungodliness has gone out into all the land. 16 Yahweh of armies says, Don't listen to the words of the prophets who prophesy to you. They teach you vanity. They speak a vision of their own heart, and not out of the mouth of Yahweh. 17 They say continually to those who despise me, Yahweh has said, You will have peace. And to everyone who walks in the stubbornness of his own heart they say, No evil will come on you. 18 For who has stood in the counsel of Yahweh, that he should perceive and hear his word? Who has listened to my word, and heard it? 19 Behold, Yahweh's storm, his wrath, has gone out. Yes, a whirling storm. It will burst on the head of the wicked. 20 Yahweh's anger will not return until he has executed, and until he has performed the intents of his heart. In the latter days you will understand it perfectly. 21 I didn't send these prophets, yet they ran. I didn't speak to them, yet they prophesied. 22 But if they had stood in my counsel, then they would have caused my people to hear my words, and would have turned them from their evil way, and from the evil of their doings. 23 Am I a God at hand, says Yahweh, and not a God afar off? 24 Can anyone hide himself in secret places so that I can't see him? Says Yahweh. Don't I fill heaven and earth? Says Yahweh. 25 I have heard what the prophets have said, who prophesy lies in my name, saying, I had a dream. I had a dream. 26 How long will this be in the heart of the prophets who prophesy lies, even the prophets of the deceit of their own heart? 27 They intend to cause my people to forget my name by their dreams, which they each tell his neighbor, as their fathers forgot my name because of Baal. 28 The prophet who has a dream, let him tell a dream, and he who has my word, let him speak my word faithfully. What is the straw to the wheat, says Yahweh? 29 Isn't my word like fire, says Yahweh, and like a hammer that breaks the rock in pieces? 30 Therefore behold, I am against the prophets, says Yahweh, who each steal my words from his neighbor. 31 Behold, I am against the prophets, says Yahweh, who use their tongues, and say, he says. 32 Behold, I am against those who prophesy lying dreams, says Yahweh, who tell them, and cause my people to err by their lies, and by their vain boasting. Yet I didn't send them, or command them. They don't profit this people at all, says Yahweh. 33 When this people, or the prophet, or a priest, asks you, saying, What is the message from Yahweh? Then you shall tell them, What message? I will cast you off, says Yahweh. 34 As for the prophet, the priest, and the people, who say, The message from Yahweh, I will even punish that man and his household. 35 You will say everyone to his neighbor, and everyone to his brother, What has Yahweh answered? And, What has Yahweh said? 36 You will mention the message from Yahweh no more, for every man's own word has become his message. For you have perverted the words of the living God, of Yahweh of armies, our God. 37 You will say to the prophet, What has Yahweh answered you? And, What has Yahweh spoken? 38. Although you say, The message from Yahweh, therefore Yahweh says, Because you say this word, the message from Yahweh, and I have sent to you, telling you not to say, the message from Yahweh. 39. Therefore, behold, I will utterly forget you, and I will cast you off, and the city that I gave to you and to your fathers, away from my presence. 40. I will bring an everlasting reproach on you, and a perpetual shame, which will not be forgotten. Chapter 24. 1. Yahweh showed me, and behold, 2 baskets of figs were set before Yahweh's temple, after Nebuchadnezzar king of Babylon had carried away captive Jeconiah the son of Jehoiakim, king of Judah, and the princes of Judah, with the craftsmen and smiths, from Jerusalem, and had brought them to Babylon. 2. 1 basket had very good figs, like the figs that are first ripe, and the other basket had very bad figs, which could not be eaten. They were so bad. 3. Then Yahweh asked me, What do you see, Jeremiah? I said, Figs. The good figs are very good, and the bad are very bad, so bad that can't be eaten. 4. Yahweh's word came to me, saying, 5. Yahweh, the God of Israel says, Like these good figs, so I will regard the captives of Judah, whom I have sent out of this place into the land of the Chaldeans, for good. 6. For I will set my eyes on them for good, and I will bring them again to this land. I will build them, and not pull them down. I will plant them, and not pluck them up. 7. I will give them a heart to know me, that I am Yahweh. They will be my people, and I will be their God, for they will return to me with their whole heart. 8. As the bad figs, which can't be eaten, they are so bad, surely Yahweh says. So I will give up Zedekiah the king of Judah, and his princes, and the remnant of Jerusalem, who remain in this land, and those who dwell in the land of Egypt. 9. I will even give them up to be tossed back and forth among all the kingdoms of the earth for evil, to be a reproach and a proverb, a taunt and a curse, in all places where I will drive them. May the peace of God remain with you. Go in His grace. Amen.